Hello, folks. Welcome to Spencer's Bookshelf and the third episode on my YouTube channel. I am Spencer, and I'm glad you could join me today for my discussion on A Field Guide to Lies, and that's by Daniel Levitin. So, firstly, I just want to say again, thank you for joining me today. Just a recap of the first couple of episodes I did. The first one on David Cameron, the UK Prime Minister, former UK Prime Minister, thank God, and also on Duran Duran's bassist John Taylor in his book In the Pleasure Groove, Love, Death, and Duran Duran. And then we got Soulful and Simplistic with Courtney Carver's book, Soulful Simplicity, which was on the second episode. So today we're going to go a little more serious than some of the previous books. A book that is very timely. It was actually written in 2016, especially in the age of Trump, in the age of COVID, in the age of Facebook, in the age of mass media in general, and in the information age. Field Guide to Lies is a book that I think is important and a book that you should read. And this is why. So I'm going to start off today, and I'm going to read this out because I don't want to get it wrong or say it in an incorrect way. But the book, or Daniel, the author, starts the book with a quote. Or he doesn't start the book. This is the first little bit, but I wrote this down because it basically gives you an idea of what this book is really trying to do. So he quotes Mark Twain by saying, "It ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so." So again, it ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. And that's what gets you into trouble. So basically, in layman's terms, if you think you know something and you believe it to be true and you're not being critical of it and you're not looking at all the facts and looking at all sides of the coin, you're going to believe it and you're going to do everything in your power to make that the truth. Where in today's age, the truth is extremely hard to get to. So I don't want to go too in depth into the book today, just because I kind of want to sort of give a more grounding of what the book is like and why I think it's important. And at the end, I'll give you my rating of the book itself, based on the information, based on the writing style, as well as I'm going to add to it a little bit the importance in today's age, because I think that's an essential part of my rating system itself for some of these books. Because I think that if you read a book and it's immediately applicable to your life, that's important. So this book, it's about that class in grade 9. Do you remember Media Lit? I remember Media Lit. It was the easiest A I ever got, and it was one of the funnest classes because you got to watch snippets of the news in class, you got to watch advertisements, you got to basically do a lot of fun things and criticize it. And frankly, it wasn't a class, from what I remember, as being that hard, which means I probably didn't learn much, and I probably didn't care much. The problem is, today, that class is probably the most crucial class in grade school, probably, especially for 2020. Another class that I think should be in there on an unrelated topic would be a personal finance class, but that's for another topic in another video. But yes, this book talks about what should be taught in Media Lit. And that's the fact that media, whether it's the news, whether it's other forms of information, is always going to be cherry picked. So if someone's telling you a story and they want you to believe something, do you think they're going to tell you all the facts? Are they going to give you all the sides of the coin? Are they going to be like, yeah, I like Corvettes. They're amazing cars. When they may have a bad rust belt, or they may have terrible fuel consumption or fuel economy or something like that. The thing is that that person who likes the Corvette will omit certain facts, and to make you want to believe that that Corvette is the best Corvette ever. So that's just an example of the media in general. And frankly, I hate to say this, and I'm not going to be political on this channel by any stretch of the imagination, but yes, some media outlets and certain media outlets that have certain ideologies will have more biases, and that's essential. But the thing is that what we fail to realize is that all media outlets have biases, and lots of biases. And it's really not that much different. It's just which bias do you agree with is the one that you think is facts. And that's where this book comes into a play. This is a very black and white book. It's a book where it talks about evidence-based decision making and the importance of that. And it talks about distortions, especially when it comes to statistics. So I took stats in university, I don't know, second year maybe? Don't know, don't remember, even though I'm a finance guy nowadays and I love my politics, but stats was not something that, in my head, I felt was something important in my everyday life. But frankly, it's essentially important. And the reason being is it provides a lot of truths to people. When you have a pie chart, and there is an example in here, I'm not going to pull it up, but there's an example it shows in there of a pie chart that he shows. And I think it was either on CNN or MSNBC. It might have been Fox News, but it's in the book. The pie chart has a 60, 60, 60% thing on it. So this candidate was liked by 60% of the GOP, this one was liked by 62%, and this one was liked by 65%. What's the problem with that pie chart? Doesn't add up to 100. So how is that fact? If the basis of that statistic doesn't add up to the number that makes it whole, how is that fact? And that's the thing, it's distorted. It's not saying that 63% of the GOP, the Republicans, I think liked Mike Huckabee in 2008, or 62% liked Mitt Romney. These are not the exact numbers as what it shows in the book, but this is the example, pretty close to it, I think. But nevertheless, it shows numbers that don't add up to 100. Yes, maybe 62% of the GOP did like Romney and Huckabee, and there was some overlap. Some liked both. That's fair. But you have to cite that. You have to let the audience know. And media outlets don't do that. So that's just an example. I don't want to go too much into detail. There's so much information in this book. But it is a great book. It's a book that really, really got me thinking. Got me thinking and questioning not only how I look at things and how I look at media and how I look at news, especially in this age of COVID where there's so much statistics coming at us from whether it's online or if you're reading medical journals, things like that. Statistics everywhere. But it's really about how you take in those statistics and how you question them and how you look at the actual data. And I know humans are not, unless you're an engineer or an accountant or a very, very numbers-driven individual, you're probably not going to look at the data. You're not going to look at the fallacies in the data. But it is important. It can mean the difference between whether an idea is good or whether an idea is bad, which can affect someone's life. And that's what I like about this book. It really digs deep into that. It does. Some of the information, I will admit, in here, the average person's probably going to gloss over because it's pretty dense stuff. But it's important. And that's why I'm giving this book a 4.5 out of 5. Again, very well written. The facts are great. The way in which the author displays things are well organized and things like that. But the reason why, and I was thinking about giving it a 4. I felt maybe Soulful Simplicity might have been a touch better. Same with John Taylor's Duran Duran book. But I think what gets it to that extra 0.5 is the timeliness of this book. It's an exceptionally important book, and you should read it. Field Guide to Lies by Daniel Levitin. And thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate everyone's feedback on the channel, and also all the support. You guys have been really, really supportive of this channel. Have some great people around me who, great friends and stuff who I know are watching it right now, and I want to thank you for giving me that support. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And I've already almost finished the next book for the next video, so that will be coming up soon. And I've been reading at a pretty fast pace, so hopefully there'll be quite a few videos over the next few weeks, and hopefully ones that you can enjoy. So have a great day. Stay safe.